Hi there, welcome to my channel. In this video I'd like to speak about Saturn in Capricorn and how it affects Cancer sun sign, Cancer rising, and how you can handle this transit, which can be difficult, but it depends also a little bit on you. And Saturn is difficult because it's not like other quicker moving planets. It takes 30 years for Saturn to go around the sun once, so only every 30 years do we have um, Saturn in Capricorn. Every 30 years we have Saturn in Sagittarius, so we are not used to these lessons and energies, and Saturn is also the big teacher. And if we don't learn the lesson, if we make too many mistakes and we don't get it, Saturn brings us down to a previous stage in our life, and it's kind of a punishment. So with Saturn in the seventh house, you have to learn to deal with relationships, to be responsible there. With Saturn in your seventh house, you could indeed get married. It's a possibility. On the other hand, you have to also know when not to get married or when you should divorce, because with Saturn in the seventh house, you might feel obligated to get married, so you don't want to get into that mess. Or maybe somebody wants to partner up with you because of business, but is it a good partnership, or is this partner going to use you? You do all the work and this person doesn't do much but takes the credit, or doesn't give you your fair share, or whatever it might be. Saturn can also bring separation, so some people do divorce with Saturn in Capricorn in the seventh house, because Saturn restructures a little bit relationships. On the other hand, even if you are not separating or not intending to, this transit can prove difficult, because maybe you have been happily married for a while, or you just got married, but then there is a time of separation because of different reasons. Could be because of business and work, one partner has to move away. Could also be because you live in different countries and so on, and there is this time of separation, and it's possible that you get lonely, and then somebody shows up, and there's the temptation to cheat on the partner. So the important thing is not to cheat, especially for you with Saturn in your seventh house of relationships, because Saturn will find a way to inform your partner, and things get really messy. Maybe you can't separate right away because of children, or because of being used to live together. You have to work it through it. You have to let it burn out somehow until you are ready to do so. But things get very difficult because the partner might become abusive, or might not be ready or willing to forget and get over it, and probably neither would you. So any kind of cheating, disloyalty is not harmless, and the partner or the person that is affected negatively can become very disappointed, and things could get really messy, and there's a lot of suffering because of that. And it's better to know it from the beginning, to of course you shouldn't get into anything that is not right. Maybe somebody, because with Saturn in the seventh house, there is also a sensation of loneliness, maybe, and it's not so easy to make friends, and therefore you might at some point want to please other people. Don't do that. If it's something that you is not right for you, don't get into that mess. If it's something immoral or illegal or anything, so when you make choices regarding partnerships, marriage, relationships, friendships, you also have to be down to earth there, and to learn how to be separate from others, and to be alone, even if it means losing a friend or an opportunity to have some type of relationship, but if somebody tries to drag you into something that is completely wrong, you shouldn't go along. So in a sense, Saturn teaches you that even in a relationship you can feel alone, and that certain things you need to deal with alone also. And when it comes to partnerships, there might appear opportunities to partner up with people because of work and creative projects and so on. And it's good if you don't mix love or friendship and work, because Saturn can create a lot of disappointment there, and friendships can become damaged or destroyed because of mixing business with friendship, because you might attract some older friend that you partner up with, and then you can't get along because of the other being too stubborn, old-fashioned, and not wanting to listen to you because you are younger, or other, because of other reasons, because they think that they know more because they are more mature or older and so on. So but during the until November 8th, 2018, if you are still single, you might meet somebody, date somebody, or date a couple of people, and then you can find somebody with whom you can decide that you want to have a long term relationship with. But as I said, it's important if you get into a stable relationship, a new relationship, make sure that you are loyal, sincere, honest, and also not end up in situations where there is betrayal, at least from your part. At least you know in this situation that you haven't done anything wrong, and you cannot blame yourself if things go wrong and so on. But Saturn wants stability in general, and there will also be a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your 11th house of groups and friendships. So it is possible that people suddenly appear in your life and leave. Some unusual people, some unusual alliances might be formed, and so on. And also it's important not to have too big ego issues and be too stubborn. You can be stubborn when it comes to your principles and so on, but not when it comes to seeing people, taking on the other person's perspective. And some of you might even experience situations where your partner becomes a responsibility for you or somebody else around you, a friend, because they need you and you are their only hope or the best chance they have, and you have to visit them. Maybe they experience health issues or other issues, and if you really care for them, if they are family, if they are somebody that you love, of course you should do your best so that you can take do everything you can for them. Just don't let random people use you in some sense, or people that don't really need help. They just or they know they need somebody to take care of them, just like that. In these situations, they also have their own responsibility. Help them instead, if you can, grow up a little bit and take care of themselves and their own needs. So Saturn in Capricorn doesn't need to be that bad. There are just a couple of lessons that need to be learned. It's important to be loyal and not to cheat. It's important to know when to say no, because if you say yes to something that is illegal, immoral, or very wrong for you, you know, like getting married because you feel sorry for somebody or things like that. It's not good for you. And Saturn doesn't like it either, and will create suffering, of course. And of course that you will getting married just because you feel sorry for somebody, it's just common sense, you know, that you won't be happy. So you have to know there how to handle different kinds of relationships, and also handle separation, basically, and the sensation of sometimes feeling lonely, even if we have people around us, even if we are married and so on. And but you have to be the responsible one with this transit in relationships. So this is everything that I can say about this transit. I wish you a great Saturn transit through Capricorn. Thank you for watching.